Where has he been all my life? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Why don't guys talk like this in real life? I'm gonna gobble it up. This book is literally like making me cry. Ugh. Welcome back, reader besties. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I have an exciting week planned for us. It's gonna be a good one. You're gonna wanna stick around. You're gonna wanna get a nice little drink, your nice little book, a nice little snack, and sit down and enjoy this video because I am reading the Part of Your World series. I am reading the Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez this week. I haven't read an Abby Jimenez book. Life's Too Short by her was on my May TBR. I did not get to it. Sorry. I want to. I'm hoping this summer I will, because I don't know if it's a summer book, but it just feels like summer should be the time it's read in. I don't know. But I did come across all three of the Part of Your World series. The first book at a Goodwill. I'm not looking forward to this one as much as I'm looking forward to Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. I'm so excited for Just for the Summer. Really, I wanted to read this one. I knew I wanted to get to this one eventually, but then I was like, wait, it's an interconnected standalone series. Like I should just read all of them, which they don't match up. I am so mad. Can we just talk for a second about how Yours Truly, the second book, is shorter than the first and third? Why would they do that? It's the same publisher. Why would they do that to us? I'm not gonna stress, it's okay. So we will get into these two later on in this video, which I'm very excited for. First, I'm gonna start off with Part of Your World, which I probably won't start it for like a day or two because I do have a lot of things to get done today. But for the intro, I wanted to at least smash it. How fun! So this is about Alexis Montgomery. I'm pretty sure she's an ER doctor. Her world is turned upside down. And Daniel Grant is a hot carpenter who's 10 years younger than her. And she's a city girl, but she's in this small town. Why is she in the small town? Okay, I have no idea why she's in this small town with this Daniel guy, but for some reason she is. She's a city girl and she's in this small town and she's relearning what's important to her, but she's saying it's impossible for them to be together because she needs to be a city doctor, and that's what her parents want for her. I don't know. So I need to read this book and see. I've heard good things, but also like I'm just not as interested in this plot as I am in the other two books. So let's go start reading this. And by that, I mean, I'll see you in a few days. You'll see me in a few seconds. And let's get to reading. It's a few days later and I haven't updated you, but I have been flying through this book. I am at page 196. So I'm over halfway? Yes, I am. I wasn't expecting to like this book as much as I am, which is kind of nice and exciting, a good little surprise for me. Just like the back of the book just didn't really interest me all that much. I wasn't invested, but reading it, the banter, so good. Like I'm giggling and flirting. Like I'm not flirting. I'm not saying anything. I'm giggling and feeling all flirty and cute, and it's a good time. I'm enjoying that. Daniel? Where has he been all my life? Daniel is so wholesome and I love him. He is such a sweetheart. Something that I love about this is that the age gap isn't like that big of a deal. Because like it's not. He's 28, she's going on 38. And so like, yes, it's acknowledged because it is a thing, but like it's not being like harbored on, at least not yet. It's not, I don't know. I feel like a lot of other age gap romances, like The Idea of You, is just all they talk about, or all that the woman typically talks about when she's at least the older one. Of like, oh, I'm too old for you, we can't do this. And it's just annoying. But this one is not annoying because it's not harbored on, because it's not that big of a deal, especially because he's almost 30. Like, it's fine. Like, gosh. I'm very invested in her story and her, life and background. Like her ex, I hate him. I hate him so much. And I can't wait for her ex and Daniel to somehow cross paths, because I know what scene I want in my head, and I'm praying that Abby gives it to me. I want Daniel to, say some things, maybe do some things. to or in front of her ex. That's what I want, and I'm hoping that is in the book somewhere. I don't know yet, but all I want to do is keep reading, so that is a great sign. If I have the time to, I could easily see myself finishing this today. I have less than 200 pages, so I mean, I might not be able to finish it today just time-wise, but I think by tomorrow for sure I'm gonna eat this up. I'm gonna gobble it up. I hate her father. I hate him so much. How is this okay? Like, I am physically feeling the anger. Like, how can a parent be like that? Also, can the woman in this family learn how to say no, not putting up with your BS, not putting up with the abuse? Did it ever occur to you that maybe you learned to put up with Neil because from the earliest age you were taught that to be loved you had to placate an a-hole? Bree is amazing. I'll lie for you in court, I'll help you move the body, but I did not put myself through med school to dig. I'm on page 307 and something intense is about to go down, and I'm so annoyed because I have to get ready for work right now. But I just want to, I want to read what happens. So I'll be back in 5 hours to finish this.
5 hours later.
This book is wrecking me in like kind of a good way, but also my heart. I love them. I love their love. This town is so kooky. I can't say anything because spoilers, but just pages 334 and 335. Oh. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Sometimes family isn't what you're born into. Sometimes family is found.
You are late?
Apologies. Should we rejoin your family as I can?
Certainly not.
I don't know when the last time I updated you was, but I think it's been a few days. I did finish part of your world and I loved it. I really, really loved it. I love their love. I love like the maybe magic of the town. I love the characters. They're just, I love a small town. I love small town characters. There's just something so special about them. So I love this book and I gave it a 4.25 star rating. I love it. Like, they're soulmates in my opinion. Like, I got the soulmate energy from Alexis and Daniel. So to other authors, Robin Lee, this is how you write an age gap romance where the woman is older. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. And then I started yours truly, book number 2 in this series. I'm not far in. I'm 134 pages. I have just been so busy the last few days. I just haven't gotten to reading. Like, one day I only read 10 pages. So this follows Brianna, Alexis's best friend from the first book, which I loved Bri in the first book. She was so funny and I loved her. So I was very excited to start her book. And she is just as amazing and lovely and funny and just out there as she was in the first book, and I love her character. So she's also a doctor. There's this new doctor, Jacob Maddox, and he kind of comes off not well on their first impressions of each other and first interaction. Immediately Bri does not like him and he ends up writing her a letter, and then they write letters back and forth. and hence yours truly. And it's just so cute. I love the letters. I love their interactions and conversations. And then, so this is on the back of the book. I didn't know this until I was getting like more into the story. And I was like, wait a second. I read the back of the book and I was like, oh, it literally tells me Jacob ends up donating his kidney to Brianna's brother. It seriously was like so, I almost cried reading those scenes. He ends up calling in a favor. That's not why he's giving his kidney to Benny, but he ends up calling in a favor. And I'm very excited to see where this takes us. I will be continuing this today, but I do have some other things I have to do today, like prepare for an audition. Hi, my name is Alexandria Bizancio. I'm 5'7", non-union, and based in Los Angeles. So after I filmed, edited, and submitted an audition, wish me luck, I started reading again. I get the hype. I get the hype. I love them. I love this book. I'm having the time of my life. I have like 116 pages left. I would just keep reading, but I do try to go for at least a walk a day, and I'm running out of daylight here. So I need to go for my walk, listen to a podcast, and then come back and finish this book today. I am finishing this today because I love it. And now I'm like, wait, which one do I like better? Do I like Part of Your World better, or do I like Yours Truly better so far? Like, I don't know. And I'm honestly thinking of raising my rating of Part of Your World from 4.25 to 4.5. So the first book, their relationship started off as just physical, but like there were real emotions. Like it didn't remain just physical. It never felt too like just physical. Like they always had some type of banter, emotional, personality, mental type of connection, but it did start off physical. One thing I like with this book is that I'm almost 300 pages in and it's not physical. And like, that's not like, you know, a good or bad thing, but they, in their own internal dialogues, have realized how deep their feelings are for each other, and it's purely based on just who the other is as a person and like who they are, and like that's it. And I just think that's so beautiful and wholesome, and it just makes their love feel even that much more real because they haven't even like dived into the physical aspects of their relationship yet. So I do just love that detail. I don't like require it in romance books, but it is something that I do appreciate when it's done well, and this is done well. So far it's not feeling like a 5-star, but depending on how this ends and how I feel, it might be. Right now it's feeling like a 4.5. Also, the writing is so funny. Abby Jimenez, you are hilarious, and I love you. I love you so much. You give me exactly what I need, you know what I need, and you provide it. I love her. I need them to communicate better. Please just communicate better. It is the next morning and I finished Yours Truly last night. I rated this 4.75 stars. 4.75. I get the hype. This is so good. Jacob loves so hard and so well. I am honestly in awe so far of the men that Abby Jimenez writes, and now the authors that I will allow to write my man, Tessa Bailey, Elsie Silver, Abby Jimenez. Sarah Adams too. Yes, yes. I was thinking through those men. She has now been added to that list of authors that is allowed to write my man. It is a high honor. I loved it so much. This book literally made me cry. Insert clip from last night. This book is literally like making me cry in a good way. Yeah. It did that. I cried both tears of happiness and sadness throughout reading this book. And I am so shocked I love it so much because it is a slow burn and I do not like slow burns. I don't like insta love, but just I get bored with slow burns. This did not have me bored. This was so good. So good. Go read the series. Go read the series. Now, the reason I didn't give it 5 stars, okay, 2 things. I didn't fully get the 5-star feeling. Like, it was so close to a 5-star feeling, but also, so we have both of their POVs, which I love, and both of them had inner dialogue where it was like, here's my, intense, strong feelings for the other, but there's no way they would feel the same. And then we go to the other person's POV and it's the same thing. I have such strong, intense feelings for this person, but there's no way they would feel the same. And they just like, it goes back and forth between all of their, like both their POVs doing the same thing. And I'm like, if you guys just communicated, it would solve a lot of problems. And I just kind of got a little bit annoyed by that. So it was like kind of miscommunication a little bit. It wasn't too bad. That's why it's still a 4.75. But that did make me a little bit. Also, I loved Jacob's anxiety. I loved it because my anxiety is a little different than his, but it's very similar, and I felt seen and I felt loved, reading about him and how Brianna is with him and sees him and how she approaches loving him because of like the way he is. And it was very nice for my heart and soul to see and read about. Now we are on to book number 3, Just for the Summer. Yeah. I am only like 50 pages in. I started reading this morning. Don't have too many thoughts yet. I do like that it went straight into it. I was like, oh, we're doing this, okay. And I really appreciated that because sometimes like the fluff that is sometimes necessary in books, like to like lead up to the actual like plot or things happening. It can be a little bit too fluffy or boring, but this just went right into it and I love that. So far, I'm already, laughing and giggling. I like their banter. I like Justin so far. He seems just very sweet and I'm very interested in his family life and his backstory also. Amber? I'm going to keep reading this. I have work about in an hour, and then when I come back, do my little workout, and then we're just going to read. I will say though, because I'm reading romance after romance after romance with this video, I'm a little over the romance. Romance is my favorite genre, but I just need breaks in between, and I really want to read like a mystery or a fantasy or just something a little different because I'm a little romanced out, and I'm just hoping that that doesn't take away from how amazing this book is and will be, because I know it's going to be amazing. How many times is this series gonna make me cry? Just from the strength of emotion. Sometimes I feel like the seasons could come and go and come and go. 100 years could pass, 1,000. The ground could collapse under us. This house could crumble and go back to the earth, and we would still be standing here frozen in time. Because every second I'm with you is eternal. I've never felt anything like it. Why don't guys talk like this in real life? Where are the men? Written by Abby Jimenez, but in real life. Where, oh where? I feel like it's been a bit since I've updated you. I am on page 317. I am in awe of Abby Jimenez's writing. I am not typically a reader that like really notices writing unless it's really bad or really good. I'm more so there for, you know, the vibe and the energy and a good time and the entertainment than like the art of writing, even though I, you know, value the beauty in the art form of writing. But it's not often when like the writing stands out to me, and it really does in these books. I think I need to read her entire backlist. Like I need to, like I can't not do that. I will say I don't know how I feel about this book as a whole. I'm definitely loving it. Like yes, it's definitely not a 5-star. I'm just not getting that feeling. I think because I'm just reading so many romances back to back, my brain, like it really does need like a break and a palate cleanser from these types of stories. So I'm not able to like love it as much as I would normally. So I feel kind of bad. I'm not feeling super attached to Emma and Justin. Like I enjoy and like both of them, but I don't feel connected to them. Honestly, Emma kind of annoyed me for a little bit because she has some family trauma, childhood trauma, and the way she kind of viewed it annoyed me, and maybe that's because of my own personal childhood and family stuff. So she kind of annoyed me because I'm like, you're not actually taking care of yourself, but you're acting like you are, but you don't really, I don't know. We finally got to a part where she kind of acknowledged like really how her life has affected her, which I was like, okay, finally, thank you. Justin is great. I feel like he's a golden retriever. If he wanted to, he would. He really goes the extra mile. He would make a great book boyfriend for those that feel emotionally connected to the story and to him and the characters. I have less than 100 pages to go, so I might finish it tonight. But if not, we'll definitely finish it tomorrow. Last night I finished Just for the Summer, which means I finished the Part of Your World series. Yay! I will never get over the personal attack of the book sizes. Just for the Summer. I think I'm gonna go with a 4.25 rating. I feel like as time goes on that might change. It might get bumped up to like a 4.5 maybe, but right now we're sitting at a 4.25. I really don't think Abby Jimenez can do wrong. I've only read these 3 books by her, but truly I don't think it's possible for her to do wrong. I love the banter. I love the men she writes. I love the silly goofiness of it. I love the micro tropes. I love all these elements that are just so, I don't know, thought out. I love the Easter eggs from the different books, which apparently there's Easter eggs from her other series in these books as well, but obviously I haven't read those, so I don't really know the Easter eggs, but just like, it's so good. It is so good. Please read this series. And I will say, now that I've read this, I understand why people were like, read the first 2 books first. Read it in order. They are interconnected standalone, so like technically, like yes, you could read this and not have read the first books, and like it would be fine, but it's gonna hit way harder when you've read these. So read these. For those that are a little bit more emotionally connected than I was, I think Justin is gonna be on a lot of book boyfriend rosters this year. Let's recap. Part of Your World, I did end up changing my rating on. After finishing Just for the Summer, I was thinking about it, and this was originally a 4.25. If you watch my May reading wrap up, that's what I rated it in that video. I'm going to bump it up to a 4.5 because I realized I was more connected to these characters in this story than I was to Just for the Summer. And so I was like, this one, even though I like, this is not a 4, this is more than a 4, but then that makes this more than a 4.25. So this is now a 4.5. Yours truly is a 4.75. And then Just for the Summer is a 4.25. So we're getting into the nitty gritties here. This is a 5-star series though. The series is 5 stars. So go read it. Go eat it up. Go love it. but don't read them like back to back so quickly, because you won't. That definitely, I sabotage myself by doing that, because I have a feeling that these could have been like all 5 stars if I didn't read them so close together back to back, just because it was like just too much on me. And now I'm like, I need a break from reading, and when I do read it, I can't read a romance next. Like, it needs to be something so different. I'm very happy I read these. I am very sad that they won't look cute on my shelf because they're not the same height. I'll never get over that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't understand. And the cameos throughout is just so good. And I love everyone in this series so much. So I think I'm kind of rambling at this point. I'm just really giddy and happy, and I'm proud of myself for reading this series, even though I don't know why I'm like proud of it. I don't know. But I'm really glad that I did this. It was so much fun. I am so happy to have read Abby Jimenez and found an author that I love. That's always an exciting thing when that happens. Thanks for watching and coming along this journey of reading all of these books. I look forward to seeing you during my next video. Bye!